please welcome Alyssa Harris with Burrell Behavioral Health.
Good morning. I don't have a mic attached to me because dresses don't have places to attach mics, so thanks, patriarchy. Alright, my name's Alyssa. I work for Burrell. Can you guys hear me? I don't want to be behind. Can you hear me back there? Excuse me. I work for Burrell here in Sedalia. Our office is located downtown, and I work for a program in Burrell called Pettis County ACT-TAY. And so I'm going to tell you about what our program is, and we'll get started. So what is ACT-TAY? It stands for Assertive Community Treatment of Transitional Age Youth, and we're an evidence-based practice. We've got almost 50 years of evidence-based studies behind us, behind the program. It's a completely different way to look at mental health. And we serve ages 16 to 26. That's the transitional age youth. So you're a teenager transitioning into adulthood. We cover all of Pettis County, and we can serve up to 50 clients. So we're at about 30 right now. And we've been going we just hit our year mark as our ACT-TAY program. So I've got some stats and things. I won't hammer it too hard because you can look up anything on DMH or SAMHSA websites about ACT-TAY. All the evidence is right there. But it was developed in the 70s. It's focused on a transdisciplinary approach. We talk about it like a hospital without walls because of our team and how we wrap around individuals. So we work with individuals that have co-occurring disorders, and that means you have a mental illness and a substance use issue, which a lot of people do not. They do one or the other, and you have to go to 3, 4, 10 different providers. We do it all. I'm the education and employment person, so I'm on the team for that. And this is just I don't want to talk about. I know I put all this together, and I was like, this is great information, but it's just kind of background noise. Basically, I'm just telling you guys we're back. We've got scientific evidence. So, there's always talk about numbers and money. So ACT is cost effective, and we save taxpayers and the community money when we serve heavy users. So that's your frequent flyers, that's your people who go to the ER when they're in crisis, who don't have Medicaid, who don't have insurance, who then rack up tens and thousands of medical bills. And so what we do, we keep them out of the hospital so they don't rack up bills and take away staff to help, other people who could be getting those services. And so we can save money if the program shows fidelity. And how we're measured by fidelity is DMH is over us. They're like over the umbrella of us. And we have a yearly fidelity review. And so they go through all of our things. And so, we had, since we're just in our first year, we've only had a 6-month review, and it was excellent. So we'll go through another one in about 6 months. So along with that effectiveness, for people who are going to the hospital all the time for crises, when they start being enrolled in ACT-TAY, their hospital use is reduced by 61%. They will stop going to the hospital because we're helping them with their needs. And obviously, if your symptoms are lessened, your quality of life goes up, and you use less resources. And so the secondary impact of ACT is you get a job, your substance abuse goes down, you're staying out of jail because you have a job to pay your court fees, but you don't have to go to jail for not paying your court fees, and you get acclimated socially. And a lot of people really think that someone who has substance use issues, when they get a job, they're going to use that money to use. And studies show it's the exact opposite. So it's really exciting to work with kiddos who have significant substance use issues, and I help them get a job, and then their substance use issues almost entirely clear up. So that's really exciting. So what is our team philosophy? And we're focused on a recovery-oriented approach. And so we do it for them when they can't. We do it with them, and we teach them how to do it, and then we let them do it. So someone who's in crisis is not going to be able to call the doctor. They're not at that point. So me as someone on the team, I can say, I'm going to help you call the doctor right now. And so then maybe 2 weeks from now, I'm going to give them a reminder to, hey, let's call the doctor about this. And so then it just, it just flows them to everything. These are the ratings from a study about it's the performance. And so this is like a whole life. And so people in ACT is the darker blue, and the brighter blue is people who are not in ACT but receiving like mental health services but not on an ACT team. And so obviously you can see everything that's not in ACT is lowered. And so what clients like best, they really like that we can help them, is the biggest thing. And then the attributes of staff, they love like the team feeling, and a lot of our kiddos on our team right now, they say, it's like a family. You guys are our family. So they love that. These are the ACT-TAY teams in Missouri right now. Burrell has 4 teams currently. We're the one here in Sedalia. There's 2 in Columbia and 1 in Springfield. And then the other ones are either standalones in other parts of the state. So it's a pretty rare program. It's a very special program. We're very excited to be able to have a TAY here. These are just some facts. This one says 21 ACT teams. That is true because there's ACT adult, and so the 11 is TAY, so it's a little confusing. But so right now there's around 1,000 individuals in services. And so we work on the outcomes. So being competitively employed, leads to more stability, leads to stable housing, leads to education, and obviously your life going upwards. So it's pretty common sense thinking, but a lot of mental health providers do not think this way. And that's why a lot of people have continued crises. So who do we serve? I know I've already talked about it a lot, but we serve 16 to 26 years old. So basically, to qualify for our program, you need to have a mental health diagnosis or think you have a mental health diagnosis. You don't have to actually be diagnosed yet. But we work with a lot of individuals with schizophrenia, psychotic disorders, schizoaffective, bipolar, things like that. And then people obviously with anxiety, depression, and then the co-occurring, which is the substance use. And then we also wrap around your family. So if your family needs education on your substance use or why your substance use makes it hard for you to go to work, then we bring in your family and educate them. So we also get a lot of kiddos that have just been discharged from a mental health facility, like a lockdown facility. So a lot of times we're their first stop after they get out of the hospital. And we've been getting some kids from diversion and the court system that are law involved. So they come to us for like substance abuse counseling. So that's exciting that we can help them with that instead of them going to like drug court, which we don't have here. So yeah, referrals, emergency rooms, the schools. I'm in the schools every week. We have a pretty good relationship with Officer Cherry with the police department. He's given us a handful of referrals when he's just out, on a call, and just be like, hey, I think this kid can use your help. So what sets us apart? So we have that transdisciplinary approach where we wrap around, we integrate all of our services so you're not bouncing around to different providers, it's all combined with us. Since it's a shared caseload for my team, you get more focus as a client. I was a caseworker for about 2 years at Burrell, and I had a caseload of over 30 clients. And your productivity, you're supposed to meet 5 clients a day for 30 minutes to an hour. And so just some quick math, that's not a lot of client care. And so as an ACT-TAY member, I get to see my clients 3 to 4 times a week for pretty much as long as I want. So, or however I need. And then we do the community outreach. We also have a crisis line that just comes to us. So if one of our kiddos is in a crisis, one of the team members carries a pager phone, and so they call and get a hold of us. It doesn't go to a call center somewhere to someone they don't know. So that's also a huge added thing that we have that other providers don't. And then we also don't have arbitrary time limits. A lot of times you're scurrying to get someone in or out within 30 days. This has got to be signed, and we don't have that. We have a lot of time to work with our kiddos. And then the person-centered treatment planning, excuse me, which is we don't tell our kiddos what we want them to do. They tell us what they want to do, and then we help them do it. So it's just a completely different approach to mental health. So again, I'm sorry, this is all redundant. I'm so excited about what we do. We're person-centered. We are about the kids. We love our kids. So yeah. So here's my team. Oh, look at us. So we have a team leader. Sorry, her face is cut off. This is Laura. She is a counselor. She's provisionally licensed LPC, so she's also our therapist on the team. So she's both right now. This is Marcy, our program assistant. She's basically like our admin. This is Tracy. She does our SUDS counseling, so the substance use part of it. This is Daniel. He's our peer specialist, which is someone with lived experience. So he can talk to our kids and be like, hey, I've been through it. Like, it's going to get better. Natasha is our caseworker, which is, they call here mental health specialist. This is Sarah. She's our RN. We have an RN on the team, which is amazing. We can do med management. We help set up primary care visits. It's amazing. We can give them their meds at home. We can give them injections at home. Some of our clients have injectable psych meds, which is amazing because you don't forget to take your meds. So she can do all of that. And then there's me. I'm the employment specialist. So some of our personal successes, we have a SUDS therapy, the substance use. We have a group every week, and it's a pretty small group, but they come weekly, so that's awesome. We also have a crafting, a gaming group, and then I hold a yoga group about bi-weekly, and they all really seem to like that. About half of our clients, so about 15, 16 right now, are employed full-time or part-time in the community, which is awesome. We had 3 2019 grads, which is amazing because 2 of them were not going to graduate when they came to us. And then this year we'll have 4 2020 grads. We have 1 kiddo who's attending State Fair here on a scholarship. And we have had no hospitalizations of any clients since they've been enrolled with us, which is unheard of. When DMH came and did our fidelity review, there's no score for it because everybody has hospitalizations. They can't even put it on a grid because it doesn't exist. So we're awesome. And then we always want to leave our clients with hope. A lot of our kiddos have a lot of struggles. And so our team lead is always like, leave them with hope, be hopeful. And so I want to leave you guys with hope. So we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Questions about ACT-TAY? Yes, sir.
How much support do you give them in relationship to employment?
It's as much as they want. So if they want to work on resumes, if they want to do mock interviews, if they want to go to the job center, if they want to look on Indeed, like I'm there for all of that. I can also do like job coaching, like at a job site. I can also set up like job shadowing. It's whatever that client wants and needs.
Yes.
So what is assertive community outreach?
Assertive community outreach. Oh, and what is that? Well, this is part of it, community outreach. And then also educating other possible referral sources. So we go to the prop meetings. We go to, re-entry and things like that and educate about the program. So that's what we consider like assertively going in and being like, this is ACT-TAY, we're here, we need your help. We have these resources available.
Yes.
You said it's a new program, it's been about 6 months to a year that you've been offering this program.
Yeah.
Is it expected that it's a program that's going to continue, or was it a temporary program?
No, it's for forever. It's not like, oh, it's a trial basis or anything like that. It's DMH found a need for the program in Sedalia, Pettis County, and so then they implemented the program, and it's here to stay.
Did that result in additional employees for Burrell Health?
Yes, I was working in case management when the ACT team was being talked about and brought up and physicians were being hired. But yes, so our SUDs, our caseworker, our peer, our nurse, and our program assistant are all outside hires. Only me and the team lead were Burrell employees. So, yes.
Just kind of being aware of mental health issues and time is of the essence. What kind of period is there between identifying somebody with a need to get them onto the program?
Right. That's a really good question. So if it's a case-by-case basis. So you can walk into our clinic as a parent, as a client, and you can say, I am in crisis. I need help. And someone on our team will meet with you. And I wish I could say that about the rest of mental health programs, but it's not. It's not, but ACT-TAY is different in that we will go out to the school in a crisis, we'll go out to the hospital in a crisis. Kiwi at the hospital will call us and say, I've got a kiddo here, they need you, and we go out there and talk to them about ACT-TAY. So it's, it's just as needed, and we really are kind of like an emergency room a little bit. So anytime we've had someone come to us in a crisis, we've always been able to assist them in some way. If they don't qualify for ACT-TAY, we talk to them about another program, or we point them in the right direction, which is usually, sadly, out of Pettis County, because we just don't have a lot of mental health crisis resources.
You commented about the criteria, eligibility for the program.
Yes.
I saw the ages, but what else plays into that?
So to be eligible for the program, you've got to have a history of past psychosis, so at least one psychotic episode, major depressive disorder, anxiety disorder. We work with a lot of kids with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. So you've got to have some very significant mental health issues, and that can also be coupled with substance use and substance use and homelessness and law involved. That's what I was going to say. Law involved. So all of that combined. And we have like a referral form with criteria, and so when someone wants to come in to be an ACT-TAY, our team lead there's a comprehensive assessment, so there's a history getting, and then you either qualify or you don't, and then we start the process. Yes?
You may have already touched on this, but it's a voluntary program?
It is.
So it's completely voluntary?
It's completely voluntary. We do have, absolutely voluntary. We have 2 kiddos right now who actually Judge Beard sent them to us because they need intensive services. and they're required to have substance use counseling, and they won't go to other programs. And so he was like, you're signed up with ACT-TAY and you're required. For them, it's required. For everyone else, it's not, because it's part of like their legal issues. So, yes.
Do you get clients outside of Pettis County?
Yes. Yes. Columbia Hospital, like Children's Mercy calls us, and I'm like, you need to talk to Columbia ACT-TAY, and they're like, no, like we want Sedalia ACT-TAY, and I'm like, we can't. It's out of our catchment area, but we have a lot of Morgan and Benton County people call us too. The schools will call us, or the hospitals will call and say, we've got a kiddo, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, it's out of our catchment area. If they move to Pettis County, give us a call, but it's not. Yes.
Is there a similar program for those that are younger than 16?
There is not. There's case management for youth under 16. Actually, youth goes up to 18 for case management, but you have one caseworker that you see maybe once a week. So that's.
So when someone's 26, what happens?
They age out. They age out of our program, so they can be with us. It's technically 25, but we consider that till their 26th birthday because there's nothing that says we can't do that. So we keep them till their 26th birthday. But yeah, you would age out of the program, and then hopefully by that time, if you still need services, you could transition to case management and have one caseworker. Yeah, it's just a 26. But they do have adult TAY teams, which is 18 to whatever, however old you want to be, but it's not the same. You know, it's different. But we don't have an adult TAY here. I would love an adult TAY. I would love a DD TAY, a developmental disability TAY. Yes.
Is it completely funded by DMH, or do your clients or customers have to fund part of it?
No, they do not have to fund any of it. So Burrell has changed the way they do funding. Burrell used to eat copays for people when they came in and couldn't pay. Burrell would eat that. And they're not doing it anymore. And so if you come into Burrell, you're on a pay scale. And if you don't have private insurance, then you have to pay, so much. With ACT-TAY, it's different. We bring you in, and we help you get Medicaid, and Medicaid picks it up. So it's DMH and Medicaid funding is what it is. Yes?
So thank you for shining the light on mental health. It's really not an easy topic or something that, people really even think about if they don't have that issue. But is there anything we can do as a community to help you and ACT-TAY?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. So these are some of our barriers. So there's a general public misconception and just a general kind of bad attitude about mental health, substance use, and homelessness. Right now, there are over 200 unaccompanied youth at Smith Cotton High School. That's not including any of the Pettis County schools besides Smith Cotton. There's 1,000 students that go there. So, an unaccompanied youth means they don't have a guardian or an actual home, and so they're their own guardian and don't have a true home. So, we also have issues with med appointment copays, because when you don't have a job, you can't pay your copay. And so when you come to ACT-TAY without insurance or Medicaid, we get you under a program. It's called the CHAT grant, and it goes for 6 months. So you get services with us, but it doesn't pay for meds. And so we don't have like that extra funding to like pay for your meds. And Burrell won't pay for the meds when you're in the CHAT program. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the team personally cannot buy meds. It's a gift. So we're always kind of scrambling to find resources to pay for primary appointments, primary medical appointments, and meds that people need. Stable, affordable housing is a huge barrier. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for a kid working for $9 an hour and trying to go to school. It's just impossible. And public transportation, so if you do get a job at night or in the evening, the bus can't take you because it doesn't run. and it only runs on a certain grid in town, so you can't always get to where you even need to go. So how can you get a job to pay for your bills, to get a place you can't afford? It's just, it's just this big cycle. And then affordable healthcare just in general. There are no dental health providers in Sedalia that take Medicaid. There are, but they're full, and so we have to go to Clinton. There's nobody. So these are like our biggest things. Yes.
On the transportation, are you asking people to fund a car, or are you asking them to give them a ride? What are you asking for there?
A better bus system, a better like public transportation, because we can provide transportation, but we work 8 to 5. So if I've got a kiddo who works third swing shift at Tyson, I can't get up at 3 in the morning and get him from work. And so he's stuck. So we can't take that job. So there needs to be a better public transit that runs all